Hello, beautiful beings. I wanted to get on here and share a practice in mindfulness. And this is a practice that I have found to be really helpful for me in my life. So I hope that you can find it helpful for your life as well. Mindfulness is essentially just bringing our awareness into the present moment and experiencing the present moment as it is without adding on any story, any thoughts, any labels, any concepts, but just the real reality of life beyond any of our views or opinions or ideas about it. And while it seems like a really simple practice, it's really powerful because most people spend the majority of their time caught up in their minds, confused by their thinking, and suffering from a lot of the thoughts and beliefs that they have about themselves and about reality. And I think it's really one of our fundamental delusions is that we're not in touch with life. And because of this constant thinking, we also create a sense of self that is identified with the mind, identified with thoughts, identified with our ideas, our image of ourselves. And that's why people seek for validation, to validate this self-image because they have their sense of self wrapped up in it. And this creates this feeling of being a self that exists separate from the rest of nature. And because of that, one feels a lot of feels fear as if they exist apart from the world, apart from other people, like they're this isolated, lonely being in the universe. And it also is what justifies for people really unconscious and harmful actions towards the earth, towards other people, because we don't see ourselves in the earth or in other people. And so when we wake up to the present moment as it is, we see that everything is existing already here and now in this moment. Everything, everywhere that's happening on earth is happening right now in this moment. We're all existing in this web of life together. We're so interconnected and interdependent, and we don't realize that, most of us, because we're caught up in our ideas, which separate things, the mind which breaks things into little boxes and analyzes and picks apart and forms little identities or entities out of thought. So mindfulness has really powerful implications. It's waking us up out of the dream of the mind and the dream of separation and realizing the truth of our unity in the present moment. So it's a beautiful thing. And this practice in mindfulness, there are many different ones. And as I said, mindfulness meditation is basically bringing your awareness into the present moment as it is. So it's not really a technique, though there are different techniques that can help one achieve that aim. And it's not really something to do to get to some special state where you feel like tons of bliss and peace. It's about being with your experience as it is. So if your experience is not peaceful, then being with that experience of not peace. If your experience is peaceful, then being with the experience of peace. It's not getting to a special state, but realizing that every state is a special state and being with that state in the present moment. And so this practice is called the Mindfulness of Breath. It is taught in the Anapanasati Sutta, which is a Buddhist sutra, and it kind of translates to as the Sutra on the Full Awareness of Breathing. And this technique and practice is taught really extensively in that sutra. So there are hundreds of different phrases that are used, and I'm just kind of modifying it and simplifying it so you don't have to have any background of Buddhist knowledge to know it, but it's worth knowing where it came from. So basically, all we're going to do is, you can do this with your eyes open or eyes closed, but just take first a deep breath in. So breathing in and breathing out. And just letting go of any stress, any worries, any concerns, and just breathing in. So we're going to use statements, different statements along with our breath. I won't really be able to do this because I'll be talking, but you can internally say these statements to yourself as you breathe. Okay, so breathing in, I am aware that I am breathing in. Breathing out, I am aware that I am breathing out. Breathing in, I am aware that I am breathing in. And breathing out, I am aware that I am breathing out. And then we gradually shorten the statements. So now just breathing in breathing out. Breathing in, breathing out. And shortening them once more. In, out. In and out. And now just letting go of the statements completely. So just being aware of the reality of breathing in and breathing out. No words. And just experiencing the pure sensations of breathing. And so this practice basically is using statements, using thoughts to bring ourselves out of the mind, wherever our attention may be, and bringing it back to this one thought that is aware of the present moment. So whatever you're experiencing, and you can modify these statements in any way that you'd like, which is one of the things I love about this practice, is I can use it in any situation. So you can say, breathing in, I am aware of this moment. Breathing out, I appreciate this moment. Or breathing in, I am aware of life. Breathing out, I enjoy life. So you can use these however you'd like, and you can use them in really, seemingly mundane situations, like say you're washing the dishes. You can say, breathing in, I'm aware that I'm washing the dishes. Breathing out, I appreciate that I have dishes to wash. Or when you're driving, breathing in, I am aware that I'm driving this car. Breathing out, I enjoy driving this car. And so it's a way for one to be in touch with the experience that they're having, because so often, we'll be doing things like washing the dishes or driving the car, and we won't be aware that we're doing it. Have you ever been in the car and you had a place to get to, and you finally get there and then realize, you weren't even aware that whole time that you were driving? Your memory or your attention kind of lapsed, and thankfully the body was on autopilot and got you safely. But we live a lot of our lives on autopilot. We aren't really in touch with our experience. We see a lot of things as more of a means to an end than an end in themselves. And so this practice is kind of rewriting that script and seeing things as an end, or as an event in itself. So like washing the dishes, I'm not washing the dishes to have clean dishes. In one sense I am, but I'm washing the dishes just to wash the dishes and experience fully what that feels like, what it feels like with my physical sensations of touch, what it sounds like, what it smells like, really coming to our senses, because we've kind of lost our minds in thought. So it's coming back to our senses, coming back to the present moment, and using these statements to do so. So you can use them in any way that you'd like, and I encourage you to do so and to be creative with them, and just to remember them, because like I said, it helps us to gather ourselves when our attention is all over the place and we're not really present to life. It helps us just check in and stop for a second and realize the experience that we're having. Breathing in, I am with a loved one right now. Breathing out, I'm thankful that this loved one is in my life. Or breathing in, I am warm. Breathing out, I'm thankful for warmth and shelter. It's really just a way of appreciating and bringing our awareness into the present moment. So I hope that you find this practice beneficial. I hope you make it your own and be creative with it and use it all the time. And just remember to be here, because so much of our suffering and misery comes from our thinking. And if you can get out of your head and back into your heart and into this moment, you can experience the joy of just being. So that is my wish and invitation for you. I hope that you benefit from this practice. Much love.